reading, right? 3, 2, 1. All right, we are recording. Welcome to our English partner training. My name is Abel Prieto, coming to you live from Miami, Florida for our weekly English partner training. We do these every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Miami time, 9 p.m. Norway, Spain, Sweden time. And man, it's one of my favorite times of the week. I love sharing a little bit of knowledge with you guys, a little bit of, some announcements, some reminders, some things that are going on. But these are special times at InCruises. I just got off of doing a webinar with the Romanian team, with Corina, the Romanian territory director. Then I went on and I did an Italian webinar with Antonella, and the webinar from the territory director from Italy. And now we're here doing the English one. And tonight we got another English one with Mike Hutch Jr. And it's been a fun ride. So I apologize if my voice is a little hoarse, all right? But I'm happy to be here with you guys. So as I talked about at the beginning before we started the recording, by the way, if you guys have anyone that can't make it live, we have these recordings available on my YouTube channel. So make sure to follow that YouTube channel, Reachable or Reach Abel Prieto. We have these recordings, and then as soon as I get them back, usually today or tomorrow, I also put them in our Facebook groups. I put them in our WhatsApp groups. So make sure that you get the recording if you're not able to catch it live, or if you have someone that isn't able to catch it live. And again, just want to thank everyone for your support of our new book, Freedom: 21 Hacks for Wealth and Success. I just shared in the chat a link that takes you to a special pledge that we've created only for InCruises partners, where for a very small donation amount, you get the ebook, you get a digital thank you card, and you get access to a VIP webinar with myself and with my co-author, Dr. Dennis Covier. This guy has got almost 35 years of experience in the world of business and entrepreneurship. He coaches mentors, he coaches CEOs and presidents of companies and entrepreneurs worldwide. And in this webinar, we're going to give you some of the major highlights from the book, how you can use the book to grow as a person and to grow your business. So if you guys are interested in that, you've got the link in the chat right there. It's an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign link, and it'll take you to that secret pledge that we've created for InCruises partners only. But I want to get right into training. Again, these are special times at InCruises. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't look back years from now and say, man, I wish I would have done more. It's the first month of the new Global Leadership Summit contest. We just closed out our last contest in Montenegro. I'll be with you guys in Europe towards the end of September. I'm planning something with Radar. We'll be in Barcelona in October for that main event, which got sold out in 3 days. 1,000 tickets sold out like that. We're going to be in Montenegro. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things. And, these are special times. We've got the incentive that the company put out for the month of July. Again, we've got 2 days left in the month of July. You've got today and tomorrow. So I want to encourage you to really close out strong and strong. The way you close a month is the way you start a month. So don't give up. Go for membership free, go for team leader, go for your next rank, go for your bonuses, and make it happen. But these are special times. And I started last week, I shared with you 5 habits that have really helped me in my business, 5 habits that I've learned in all my years of being an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. That's 27 years. The last time I had a real job. I'm almost getting as old as Radar, right? I'm almost as old as you, buddy. But, these are things that I've learned from my mentors, from my coaches, from people like Frank Codina. And we talked about the power of habits. And we said that the life that we live today is nothing but the result of the habits that we've created along the way. I mentioned one of my favorite books, which is Og Mandino, The Greatest Salesman in the World. And in that book, the very first thing that he covers is what he calls scroll number 1. Scroll number 1 being, I will create good habits and become their slave. And you're either going to become a slave to bad habits or good habits. So why not choose good habits? And he also talks about the importance of the only way you can eliminate a habit, a bad habit, is by replacing it with a good habit. Only a good habit could subdue, could control, could replace a bad habit. And he talks about becoming a slave to good habits. And that's such a powerful thing. So we're here to remind you that if you want to live that dream life that you want, if you want to hit that rank, make that income, and impact lives, you got to create powerful habits. And I shared with you some of those habits that I've been able to create. I talked to you about the first one, right? Creating the habit of going to sleep a little bit earlier and waking up a little bit earlier. The habit of managing your time better that way. Number two, getting into the habit of starting your day the right way, not so much looking at your phone and getting attacked by all the issues of the day, but having that personal one-on-one meeting with yourself, doing your affirmations, creating the habit of going through your gratitudes. What are you grateful for? Creating the habit of going through your goals and having that 15 to 20 minute meeting with the most important person in your business, which is you. Number three, I talked about creating the habit of reading every day, of dedicating 10 to 15 minutes. Usually it's best early in the morning to create to fill yourself with good things. Good things in, good things out, garbage in, garbage out. So we talked about the habit of reading on a daily basis. Number four, we talked about the habit of looking for the positive in everyone and in everything. Being a positive person, looking to compliment people, creating a habit of complimenting people and reminding people that they are special, that they're good, that they can have, that they have what it takes, that they can do it. I read in this book a few years ago, which is something that really stuck to me. And it's something that, it's something that I've used with my children. And thank God I've got great kids. They're not perfect. None of us are, but I've got great kids. And in this book, I learned two things. When dealing with boys, there's two major questions that boys have. And I'm a boy. I'm just a boy that got older. If you're a man, you're a boy that got older. There's two major questions that boys have that they need to have answered from their parents. And in this book, he talks about, number one, if you're a boy, you want to know, number one, am I the apple of your eye? Am I the apple of your eye? And number two, do I have what it takes? And then it says in this book, it's a book on psychology, on parenting and being a good parent. It says, if you have a girl, the two questions that you constantly have to answer for your daughters is, one, can you see me? And two, am I lovely? So this is something that, keeps going on throughout life. And so that goes right into, that fourth habit that I talked to you guys about, which is creating the habit of looking for the positive in everyone. When you're dealing with people, let them know they do have what it takes. Let them know that you see them. Let them know that they're lovely. Let them know that they are the apple in your eye, that they're special. Because most people, you got to pretend that they've got a flashing sign on their chest that says, make me feel special. And it's something that we have to get good at, right? As we're in the business, you and I are building a business where we're building a volunteer army. Here, you're not a boss, and our partner team, they're not your employees. You're building a business with a volunteer army. These guys and girls, they're here because they want to be here. They choose to be here, not because they have to be here. When you compare that to the corporate world, you've got a boss and an employee. That employee is not there most of the time, not because they want to be there. They're there because they have to be there. And at In-Cruises, it's different. We're dealing with a volunteer army, so you got to get really good at looking for the positive in everyone and in everything. Learning from every situation. It's not win or lose; it's win or learn. And I've seen that in my experiences as an entrepreneur. I've learned more from losing experiences, from experiences where something tough has happened to me. So you got to get good at looking for the positive in people. Pretending like they've got a flashing sign on their chest that says, make me feel special. Looking for what makes them feel more confident. And then number 5, I talked to you about the habit, building a habit of procrastinating on procrastination. They say procrastination is the largest nation on the planet. It's bigger than the US, it's bigger than China, it's bigger than Russia. Procrastination is the largest nation, but I talked to you about building the habit of procrastinating on procrastination. I want to talk to you today about 5 more habits. Number 1, the next habit. So habit number 6, create the habit of prioritizing and prospecting on a daily basis. 1 to 2 hours a day to pure prospecting, to getting the important things, the important parts of your business out of the way first. My question to you is, how do I know if you are prioritizing something? How do you know that? How do you look at someone and know that they are prioritizing something? Well, not by their words, but by their actions, right? The way you know that someone is prioritizing something is because they do it first. They do it what? They do it first. So we understand that prospecting is the lifeblood of our business. Leading by example, getting wide, showing people what to do, not telling them what to do. And we understand that prospecting is important. And the way you show me that you are prioritizing prospecting is by doing what? It's by doing it first. Get it out of the way. It's kind of like when we were kids, your parents always used to tell you, eat your vegetables first. A lot of us, growing up, especially here in Miami, right? I love my rice and my beans. I love my meat and my chicken, right? And that, I love dessert. But my parents used to tell me, eat your vegetables first. Prioritize your vegetables. They're important. Plus, if you don't like it too much, if it's the toughest part of a meal, get it out of the way first so that then you can focus on the things that you like. So I want to encourage you to create that habit. Habit number 6, prioritize prospecting, talking to new people before you follow up with people. That's another habit. We'll talk about that. Before you talk to your team, before you do a webinar, before you try to inspire the troops, prioritize prospecting first every day. Again, how do you know that you're prioritizing something? When you do it first. So prioritize prospecting. Eat your vegetables first so that the rest of the day you're not thinking about, I got to talk to someone. I got to call this person. I got to call these people. I got to prospect these people. I got to do what Abel told me to do. I got to prioritize, and you're looking, and it's like a torture on you, right? Get it out of the way first. Habit number 6, prioritize prospecting. Habit number 7, get into the habit of setting goals and achieving goals. Get into the habit. It's nothing but a habit. Daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, annual goals, and life goals. Short-term goals and long-term goals. Get into the habit of thinking about your goals, writing your goals, looking at your goals, reading your goals, and make that a part of that personal one-on-one meeting that you need to do first thing in the morning before you start attacking your messages and your emails and your phone calls and everything else you got to do. So get into the habit of being a goal setter and a goal achiever. Like every other habit, the more you do it, the better you will become at that habit. Next habit. Get into the habit of starting on time, being on time, arriving on time, and being and living a disciplined schedule. That's something that I struggled with for a lot of years in my entrepreneurial career. I was always late. Now I'm late sometimes, but most of the time I'm on time. There's an old saying that says, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And being late is unheard of. So be early. Get to your events early. Start your events early. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. One of the most disciplined people I've ever met in our business is Radar. I think it's a part of the Norwegian culture. When they tell you they're going to be someplace, he's going to be there. When he says we're going to start at X time, they're starting at that time. Unlike the culture of the Latinos or the Hispanic market, we tend to be a little more relaxed. We tend to be a little bit, no problem. I hear the Italians are really bad. Tatiana, you should know, you lived in Italy for a while, right? But man, Radar is someone that when he tells you, I'm going to be there, he's going to be there. See, when someone knows that you have created the habit of starting on time, on being on time, on arriving at time, then that creates more belief in you and your opportunity and your leadership. So create that habit. And just like any other habit, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Remember, the only way you can subdue a bad habit is not by eliminating it, but by replacing it with a good habit. And that's something that I've had to do. Next habit that you've got to create. So we've got habit number 6, right? Which is prospecting every day, creating that habit. Habit number 7, which is being a goal setter and a goal achiever. Habit number 8, which is creating the habit of starting on time, arriving on time, doing what you say you're going to do. And then habit number 9, create the habit of being the king or the queen of follow-up. You got to get good at follow-up. It's a habit. Create that habit. Create that habit. Habit number 9, being the king or the queen of follow-up. I'll tell you, man, I've done a lot of things wrong in my career, but one thing I've done right is I've been really good at follow-up. Get this. My record for following up on a customer before they became a customer was 10 years. 10 years. Some of you, you follow up with someone, they say no, you follow up with them a second time, they say no again, and you're like, you get mad at them and you're scratching them off your list. You're like, screw them. I got more people to talk to. Big mistake. Big mistake. Don't do that. I followed up on this customer of mine back in the financial services business that I was a part of for 10 years. Now, listen, I wasn't stalking this person for 10 years. I wasn't following up with them every day or every week. Sometimes months would go by, but I would put a little reminder on my calendar, to follow up with them every 3 months, every 6 months. Sometimes it was once a year, and that was okay. It's okay if you let time pass by. And when you follow up with them, give them something new, give them some news, share something interesting, share something exciting that they weren't aware about. One of the mistakes that I used to make when I was starting to get good at follow-up was I would keep following up with the same message. Hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready? No. Okay, I'll let you know. I'll follow up with you in the future. Hey, no. Share something exciting, something new, a new incentive, a new product, a new document, a new something. Give them something new. But I was following up with this customer for every 6 months, every 3 months. And I was okay because I was so focused on talking to new people that it was okay. I didn't have to follow up on this one person. I didn't need them. Listen, when people feel that you need them, you've lost the game. When you're following up with people so much and so often, and they get this feeling like, oh my God, he needs me, she needs me, then you've lost the game. They've got the upper edge on you. So that's why let time pass by, let weeks, sometimes months. If you're focused on brand new people, then it doesn't matter if you follow up with someone every few weeks or every few months. Sometimes, I'd put a note in my agenda when their anniversary was or a special time in their life, and I'd follow up. So habit number 9, create the habit of becoming the king or queen of great follow-up. Great follow-up, and always follow up with something new, something special, something different. Habit number 10. Habit number 10. Create the habit of becoming a student of your business. Ladies and gentlemen, I have news for you. This is your business. Get good at it. Get good at it. Get organized. Do the courses in the back office. Stay on top of your emails. Stay on top of your WhatsApp messages. Read the information that your leaders send you. Participate in all the webinars. Go to any of the live events that you can make it to. Become a student of your business. Read the documents. Watch the videos. Get good at your business. Remember, amateurs do it until they get it right. Professionals do it until they can't get it wrong. I am a professional in my business. Radar is a professional in his business. I know some of you are as well, but stop counting on your upline. It's not his or her business. It's your business. Just focus on you being the greatest upline for your team. Become a professional. Get good at the business. Stop counting on your upline. Start counting on yourself. So create the habit of becoming a professional at your business, of becoming a student of the business. I'll tell you this. There are very few questions that I don't know the answer to. Our presentation, I can give you that presentation with my eyes closed. Why? Because I created the habit of becoming a student of my business, of becoming a professional at my business. Next habit, create the habit of smiling more. Some of us are just way too serious. In-Cruise is a fun business. Create a habit. Do it right now. Smile. Smile. It's incredible what happens when you smile, right? You automatically feel better, even if you're having a rough day. I got rough days. I've been having a rough day today. I've been one webinar after the next, and messages and challenges and things that I still have to take care of, and more things that I got to do. And I've got my family, and I've got my kids and my mom, and I got to go to the gym. It's normal. That's life. But create the habit of smiling more. It's so simple. When you smile more, you feel better. When you smile more, you help other people feel better. When you smile more, you attract people to you. Remember, you're either attracting people to you or you're repelling people from you. And at In-Cruises, we are in the attraction business. When you smile more, you light up the room. Let me ask you a question. Are you a thermostat or a thermometer? See, here I have air conditioning, right? Why? Because I'm in Miami. We need air conditioning. And my air conditioning comes with two major parts, two major components. There's a thermometer that simply tells me the temperature of the room. So here in the US, we use Fahrenheit. I know in Europe, we use Celsius, whatever. Your thermometer is going to tell you what the degree is in Celsius or The thermometer simply measures and lets you know what the temperature of the room you're in is. The thermostat sets the temperature of the room. So are you a thermometer? Do you simply become the temperature of the room? Or are you a thermostat? Do you set the temperature of the room? And when you create the habit of smiling more, you feel better. You help other people feel better. You attract people to you, and automatically the environment that you're in becomes a more powerful and positive environment. Next habit, and I want to end it with this one. Next habit, actually two more habits. The following habit, create the habit of mastering what's called the 5-second rule. Start doing this in your life and in your business. Whenever you want to do something, you've got 5 seconds to get into action. Like a countdown. Now, I don't want you to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to count down like a rocket launch. Right? How do they count down? How do they do a space rocket launch? Whether it be NASA or Elon Musk with SpaceX. They don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's a countdown. It's 5, 4. Do you guys notice how when you're counting backwards? Exactly, Lay. 5, 4. Do you notice that when you count backwards, you kind of like get a little like, whoa, like, oh, something's about to happen. I got to make something happen. I got to do this. Instead of counting up, because when you're counting up, you can count up forever. Numbers are unlimited. But when you count backwards, 0, that's it. It's game time. So whenever you get a thought, I do this all the time because sometimes I found myself procrastinating. Instead of getting into action, I get into thinking about the action, which is really, really worse than doing the action. Sometimes thinking about it is worse than doing it. Get into the habit of creating the 5-second rule and doing the 5-second rule. Whenever you know you got to do something, for example, in your business or in your life, in your personal life, count down. As soon as the thought comes into your mind, if it's something good, if it's something bad, don't do it. But if it's something good, something that you know is going to move your life forward, Start counting down and say, when I get 0, when that clock hits 0, I got to do that. I can't think about it no more. That's it. It's game time. There is no more counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then get into action. Master the habit of the 5-second rule, and I'm telling you, you'll see that magic begins to happen in your life. And then finally, the last habit that I'll give you for today's training. If you notice, we're keeping these trainings a little bit more short, more simple. Why? Because, man, we got to get to work. And we got 2 days left. We got today and tomorrow for us to close the month. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. So before we used to do 45-minute, one hour webinars, sometimes a little bit more. I want to keep them 30 minutes. The last habit I want to share with you. Create the habit of mastering your emotions. Create the habit of mastering your emotions, of controlling your temper, of responding, not reacting. You know what animals do? Animals react. If you got a cat in the room, cats are quick, right? They're fast. And you make a noise, the cat reacts. You know, animals react. Leaders respond. Create the habit of mastering your emotions, of controlling your temper. Man, when I was young, I had a bad temper. I know a lot of people look at me now, especially my kids, their mom is a little more, short-tempered than I am. And I'm more of the calm one, I'm a little more patient. My daughter says I'm one of the most patient people she's ever met. But when I shared with her the story that when I was young, I wasn't patient. I'm the last born. I'm the youngest of 3 boys. When you're a last born, you tend to kind of get what you want, and you become a little short-tempered sometimes. You kind of lose that patience. And my daughter's like, man, Dad, you're the most patient person I know. And when I share with her, I said, man, when I was young, I wasn't. I had a short temper. I had a bad temper. I was always getting into fights until I created the habit of controlling my emotions, of breathing in, breathing out, of thinking before I responded. I used to be a reactor. Then I became a responder. Remember, someone sends you a nasty message, a nasty text or Facebook or WhatsApp message, or sometimes I'll get a nasty email and I want to go ahead and just react and respond right away. Control yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. Control your emotion. Control your temper. And a lot of times when you give it time before you even have a chance to respond, that person is going to think through, because that person didn't control their emotion, didn't control their temper, they weren't patient, and then they're going to come down a little bit, because that's what happens with time, and they're going to go, damn. And sometimes I've gotten a message back saying, hey, well, I'm sorry, man, I shouldn't have said that to you. And now we can converse, right? We can attack the challenge, take care of the problem. So create the habit of mastering your emotions, controlling your temper. Get good at responding and not reacting. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the people business. Remember, we are working with a volunteer army. People in your team are here not because they have to be here, not because you're their boss and they're your employee. They're here because they want to be here, because they choose to be here, because they believe in you and they believe in us. And if you master these great habits, you're going to have a great business. So again, guys, I want to thank you for joining us. Again, check out my book, man. I feel like I'm like becoming a commercial. You got to see commercials. They show you the same commercial every 10 minutes on television until one day you go, hey, maybe I should buy that. Let me call that 800 number. Let me go on that website. I'm feeling like a commercial, but I want to thank you for those of you who have supported our crowdfunding campaign for the new arrival of our new book, Freedom 21 Hacks for Wealth and Success. It's a great book, only 48 pages long, 21 hacks, 7 in the personal domain, financial domain, and entrepreneurial domain. It's got a business opportunity scorecard that's going to help you with your business. It's got hacks, it's got quick hacks, it's got author insights, it's got self-assessment, self-test that you can give yourself. We've got a great opportunity for In-Cruises partners only. Click on that link. I'm going to put it here again in the chat. Click on the link and check out the perk, the incentive, the package, the discount that we're giving you as an In-Cruises partner. It's $35, guys. $35. Come on, man. It's like a cheap lunch nowadays. You're going to get the ebook, you're going to get a digital thank you card, and access to a VIP webinar. So again, thank you. My name is Abel Prieto, coming to you live from Miami, Florida. Thank you for joining us. I love you guys. Thanks for all of you who have already decided to support us, and those of you that will choose to support us in the very near future. Love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the cruise ships and the beaches of the world. Let's go. Let's go. Let's